Every relationship carries its own hidden tale, and every tale holds its share of pain. Welcome to Cheating Stories Insights, where reality bleeds through the cracks of words. She let out a sigh when she said it, as though it were a casual truth tossed carelessly into the air. God, I need someone who can keep up with my energy. She didn't even bother to look at me. Her eyes stayed fixed on her phone, lips curving into faint smiles at whatever name appeared across the glowing screen. Soon after, she canceled our anniversary dinner, a reservation I had carefully made weeks earlier. Something came up, she muttered, offhand and dismissive. I simply replied, I understand. My voice was steady, measured, almost gentle. But that night I made other plans. Not with her, never again with her, but with the one person who had already shown me the truth. Her brother. The betrayal hadn't erupted suddenly. It trickled into my life slowly, drop by drop. Late-night disappearances, sudden silences, laughter she shared with someone unseen through the screen she guarded so closely. At first, I tried convincing myself that marriage bends but doesn't break, that maybe I was only overanalyzing, mistaking fatigue for distance. But those words, I need someone who matches my energy, cut deeper than absence ever could. It wasn't about exhaustion. It was contempt. She wasn't worn out. She was simply tired of pretending. Then came the message from her brother. Short, hesitant, waited. We need to talk. We met in a quiet bar, one neither of us had ever visited before. His hands shook as he pushed his phone toward me. Photos filled the screen, her with another man. Again and again. Hotel rooms. Bars. His car. Her smile. His face was pale with shame and fury. You deserve to know, he said. And just like that, denial dissolved. All that remained was cold silence. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I let her laugh, let her text, let her believe she was weaving a new life while mine shriveled in forced ignorance. Quietly, I observed. Every excuse, every absence, every name she mentioned aligned perfectly with the photos her brother had shown me. At work, I performed as though nothing had changed. At home, I stayed calm, detached. She mistook my silence for weakness. But inside, the storm was sharpening, turning precise, surgical. I remembered her threat once. If you ever leave me, I'll take half of everything. She thought control was hers to keep forever. But leverage always shifts. And she never saw the trap already closing around her. The moment came on our anniversary. The night she abandoned me to be with him. I kissed her cheek as she left, whispered that I understood. Then I joined her brother for dinner instead. That night, he handed me more evidence, new photos, same man, same habits. Together, we composed a message. Not to her. Not yet. To everyone else, family, friends, colleagues, her entire circle. The evidence was time-stamped, undeniable, and delivered in one merciless wave. No accusations. No commentary. Just truth. The following morning, she walked into the kitchen. Her phone buzzed nonstop, her face drained of color, her eyes wide with panic. Across the table sat her brother. He didn't greet her, didn't even glance her way, just sat in rigid silence, jaw clenched in disgust. Her hands trembled as she clutched her phone. What did you do? I took a slow sip of coffee. I didn't do anything, I answered softly. You did. Her tears came quickly. Please, we can fix this. Her voice cracked. She reached for me, but I leaned back, untouched. Fix, I echoed, calm and cold. You killed it long before I opened my eyes. And then her brother spoke, his words heavier than mine could ever be. You humiliated us. You humiliated me. Her head snapped toward him, eyes wide in disbelief. You? How could you? He only shook his head. You thought you could destroy him and still keep me by your side? You were wrong. Her body seemed to collapse in on itself. She looked smaller than ever before, stripped of the arrogance she once wore like armor. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I simply stood. Enjoy the ruins, I said quietly. They're all yours now. And I walked away. The divorce was swift and clean. She tried to fight for sympathy, but with the evidence already laid bare, she had no ground to stand on. She lost more than a husband. She lost respect, her reputation, the last fragile strands of family loyalty. Once she called me sobbing, desperate. Please, I was stupid. I didn't mean it. I let the silence be my answer. Because there was no room left for anger, no space for pity, only clarity. She wanted someone who mirrored her recklessness, her selfishness, her destruction. She got exactly what she craved. And me? I finally got what I needed, too. Freedom. A clean break from the rot she left behind. Because not all endings explode. Some cut with surgical precision.
Quiet. Permanent.